I don't get Germans who are anti-AfD and completely silent about the genocide in Gaza. The crazy thing is these people are wondering how is Germany sliding into AfD, but they are AfD. They are AfD, they just don't know it. They're AfD exceptionally. They think there's a limit. They're like, when it comes to Palestine, I'm AfD. I'm against Palestinians being in the country. I'm against Palestinians protesting a genocide. I am for deportations when the SPD does it. Like 100 Afghani people were deported to the Taliban. They're like, okay, we'll accept that Islamism is imported, anti-Semitism. And then when the Ministry of Interior of Munich releases a video demonizing Muslims like they did with Jews, they're like, okay, maybe we'll say nothing. When the police is violent and has no accountability, they're okay. And they're like, but the limits of our AfD are just Palestinians. That's our limit. But why should people go beyond? And even to AfD supporters, they're like, you're crazy. You're just us, but you don't realize it now. We agree on so many things. We have the same anti-immigration policy. We still have the same, police violence policy. We want to shut down opposition and we want to suspend civil liberties like you. So, they're like the craziest bunch and they think they're the most intellectual bunch. Well, I'm not picking a side between genocide and the perpetrators of a genocide. That makes me a good person, neutral, intellectual. It's complicated. They hide behind this intellectualism of complication in the simplest, most uncomplicated event of modern history. Ethnic cleansing, settler colonialism, genocide is not complicated. They should know it. They've done this before. Their ancestors have done this before. But looking the other way is what they're proud to do. So, and these people, you find them everywhere. If you're thinking it's just society, they're everywhere. They're in a lot of buildings, government buildings, right? They see violations, suspensions of civil liberties, and they say nothing because they could lose their job. They're in cultural institutions. They know that the funding might go. They're in academic institutions, and they see it blatantly. These people study oppression and will shut up because they're afraid about their little grants. They're afraid about their jobs. You see them in journalism. The good journalists are sitting quietly while they see their colleagues defame, lie, and have zero ethical journalistic standards. They know it. You talk to them, they know it, but they can't say anything. You see it in NGOs standing up for human rights. You talk to people in human rights, they're going to say, oh yeah, it's crazy, but the funding. You think these people are going to hold up against AfD who threatened them with something more than funding? Of course not. They are AfD, they just have a limit, a really arbitrary limit, of where the line stops. Only when it comes to Palestine, but it doesn't work that way. Why go for AfD light when you can go for full on AfD that applies to everyone? Why do you have this arbitrary limit where you're not standing up for Palestinian rights, but you want to stand up for other rights? But you really are not. You're just posturing. You just think that posturing makes you a better person. And that's why you go out to anti-AfD marches. But then you want to kick Palestinians out of your marches and you want to send them back to their homes. You say nothing about your current government deporting Afghanis to Taliban. You say nothing about deportation of Syrians, of Palestinians. You say nothing about the complete demonization, accusations of anti-Semitism without proof, the non-accountability of police, the politicization of cultural funding, the complete takeover of a journalistic rhetoric. That's propaganda. Where do we have to reference a time where all of the media is uttering the same lies? Is that not worrying you and you're just worried that they're called AfD? AfD didn't just arrive or are not arriving. They were here a long time ago, and if you look at the mirror, you can see them in you. You're just an underdeveloped AfD. And I worry that you have to make a choice between whether you grow out of your AfD or grow into it. And it seems to me from the election results that everyone is growing into it. Seems to me from the complete demonization of anti-genocide protesters, the violence against them, your approval, that you are heading more towards AfD. So who's the ridiculous one? Who is the ridiculous one right now? The AfD supporters who have gone full throttle, or you who think you're just partially brainwashed and you think that's a good thing, snap out of it or into it. It's your choice, and the country is going to shit. You're the only ones not realizing this.